Have you ever felt afraid of falling every time you took a step? That quiet worry in the back of your mind. What if this is the step that makes everything change? If so, you're not alone. And what you're about to learn could shift how you move through the world, starting today. Falling is the #1 reason older adults lose their independence. One misstep can mean a broken hip, weeks or months in a hospital bed, and a loss of confidence that doesn't always come back. But here's the good news: you can walk with more stability, more control, and even a little grace, no matter your age. Even at 85. And it doesn't take hours of workouts. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 simple ways to walk better, safer, and with more confidence. These small changes can dramatically reduce your risk of falling, especially if you're between 65 and 85. You don't need special equipment. Just a few minutes, a bit of consistency, and a willingness to move differently. Stick around until the end, because the last tip might just flip the way you see your body's potential. Let's start with your foundation, your toes and ankles. It's easy to forget them, but these are the tiny stabilizers that keep you upright. If your toes are weak or stiff, you lose traction with the ground. And if your ankles aren't strong, your whole lower body becomes wobbly. That wobble might not be noticeable when you're still, but it shows up the moment you shift your weight. It's the reason so many people stumble getting up from a chair or changing direction quickly. You can reawaken this strength in under 3 minutes a day. Here's one way. While sitting, take a rolled towel and place it under your feet. Use your toes to scrunch it toward you, then push it away again. Do this for 30 seconds. Then, while still seated, lift your heels off the floor, hold for 5 seconds, then lower. Repeat 5 times. These movements re-engage your brain's connection to your feet. That connection, once restored, gives you the kind of balance you forgot you had. I once worked with Robert, a 72-year-old man who'd used a cane for years. He started doing these movements every morning. 2 months later, he called and said, "I don't need to hold onto the wall anymore." His stride was smoother, his steps were steadier. No fancy routine, just small habits consistently applied. Now think about your arms. Most people don't realize that your arms are part of your walking system. When they swing naturally, they help balance your steps, especially when you turn or hit uneven ground. But as we get older, we tighten up, shoulders round forward, elbows lock, and eventually our arms stop swinging altogether. That stiffness isn't just a posture issue. It makes walking harder. Without that rhythmic counterbalance, every step becomes a little less stable. And when we feel less stable, we tense up even more. It's a cycle. The fix: start swinging your arms again consciously. Let your right arm move with your left leg and vice versa. Do it at home, slowly at first. Your body will remember. I used to know a woman named Joyce. She was 78 and had started dragging her feet. Her daughter noticed she wasn't swinging her arms. They practiced together, just walking down the hallway, focusing only on that arm movement. A week later, Joyce told me, "I feel like I've got my energy back." That's the power of a small, deliberate habit. Now let's talk about your eyes. One of the quiet habits that increases fall risk is where you're looking when you walk. A lot of people, especially as they age, begin looking down at their feet, thinking it keeps them safer. But looking down pulls your head forward. That rounds your back and shifts your weight ahead of your base. Your whole posture starts collapsing inward. That makes balance harder, not easier. And you miss what's coming from the sides. Curbs, pets, children running by. You don't see them until it's too late. Instead, train your eyes to stay forward. Not straight up, not at the clouds, just about 10 to 15 feet ahead. That small shift lifts your chin, opens your chest, and realigns your spine. You become more upright without trying. There was a man named Harold, 82 years old, who had fallen once in a parking lot. Afterward, he always stared at his toes while walking. We practiced together in a hallway. He kept his head up and picked 3 spots to look at ahead of him. 2 weeks later, he said, "I feel like I'm walking with purpose again." It wasn't about walking faster. It was about walking taller. Now back to the arms, this time their position. Many people, especially women, tend to hold their arms stiff or close to their sides when walking. It can come from carrying a bag, feeling nervous, or simply habit. But tight arms throw off your body's natural rhythm. Your arms are built to swing opposite your legs, to help your body stay upright. When they can't do that job, your whole stride shortens, your posture slumps, and your chances of stumbling increase. Try this: bend your elbows to about 90 degrees, keep your hands near your hips, and let them move gently with each step. No marching, just a relaxed swing. There was an 80-year-old woman named Betty. She used to clutch her purse tight to her chest. Her therapist suggested using a crossbody bag and practicing a light arm swing. She did, and her walk became smoother. She told me, "I feel like I'm strolling again, not shuffling." That's the kind of shift we're aiming for. And finally, let's talk again about your gaze. Looking down, especially when you're afraid, sends the wrong signal to your body. It tells your nervous system you're in danger. That creates tension, hesitation, and poor reaction time. But when you lift your gaze, just slightly, you allow your spine to lengthen, your shoulders to relax, and your core to gently activate. You give your body the signal that it's okay to move forward. I once worked with a man named Edward, 78 years old. He was obsessed with the cracks in the sidewalk. Every step, his eyes were locked down. Once we taught him to lift his gaze just 10 feet ahead, everything changed. He felt steadier. He looked more confident. His daughter even said, "Dad, you look like your old self again." It's such a small shift, but it changes everything. Because walking confidently isn't about big muscles or perfect posture. It's about small habits that remind your body how to trust itself. You've made it to the end of this video, and I want to remind you of something important. These 5 tips aren't just about preventing a fall. They're about reclaiming your strength. They're about walking through life with your head up, literally and figuratively. You don't need to do all 5 at once. Start with 1. Practice it for a week. Then add another. Over time, these small shifts build into something bigger: confidence, steadiness, and a body that feels more alive. You've earned the right to feel safe in your body. You've earned the right to move through the world without fear. Now go walk like it. If this helped you, let us know in the comments. Share one thing you're going to try this week. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Your support helps us keep making content that keeps you moving and thriving. Thanks for watching.